Hey everyone, welcome to the real breakdown for A Wrinkle in Time. This is going to be a non-spoiler review for a film that just came out recently. It's directed by Ava DuVernay, and it's a Disney film as well. So this is a film that I was pretty excited when it got announced. So let's get right into it. Okay, so A Wrinkle in Time. This movie came out very recently. I just saw it the other day. My first initial thoughts walking out of it was kind of a missed opportunity. I'm not going to lie. I'm not saying the movie was bad. All I'm saying is I felt that the movie could have been so much more. I know it's a book. I know that a lot of people have read this book. I haven't read it, unfortunately, so I don't really know the source material, and that could have actually affected how I felt about this movie. But what I will say is that there are really good moments in this film, but then there are also moments that aren't so great, at least in my opinion. So I just thought that I walked out of this movie theater thinking, okay, it was a good film. It wasn't great, but there was so much potential. There was so much potential for this movie. There was so much potential in the story that just kind of left me wanting more, and not in the good way. Not like, wow, I want to watch another sequel. It's just more like, man, I really feel like they missed the mark. You know, they could have done something amazing, and they just didn't. Which is weird for me to say on a Disney film because I love Disney movies, and usually, you know, they're like, wow, bang on. You know, they're really good. So. This one, unfortunately, for me, didn't really do it. Some of the things that I did like were some of the actors in here, especially the young lady, Meg. She does a very, very good job in this movie of her acting and her portraying this young girl that's looking for her father. I mean, if you watch the trailer, you kind of know what the story is about. I'm not going to retread it, but I thought she did a great job. So some of the positives from this are the acting for sure. Also, some of the emotional scenes. This movie has moments where you're just like, oh my God, I'm shedding tears. I mean, it did happen. My eyes got watery, you know, but on top of that, see, like, okay, so there are really nice emotional scenes and there are really good characters, and there is a huge positive for this movie is that there is some really great mythology. Like I said, I haven't read the book, but I felt that if I did, I'd probably be like, wow, this book has, you know, a huge world, you know, a huge universe, you know, because they're traveling the universe, a huge universe to discover. And it's something that's kind of interesting. There's a story there. There's probably a lot more things that they could have done with it. So that was cool. I thought there was some really cool characters. The three misses, you know, in the trailer, it's Oprah. You can see that it's Oprah Winfrey, Reese Witherspoon, and Mindy Kaling. I thought they were awesome. They looked great. The design of their hair, their costumes and all that stuff was awesome. It was really intriguing, and to me, Reese Witherspoon's out of the three was the best one. There are a few other characters in this film as well, like the younger kids. A lot of them are kids. There are a few adults in it, but the acting and I think the world that they were creating, the mythology, I want to call it. I think the mythology, those were the strengths of it. There's definitely some really good dramatic scenes. So if you're into drama movies, you know, you're going to enjoy those dramatic scenes. The visual effects were another positive of this film. The world that they created, the landscapes, the planets, the universe that they created were phenomenal. I thought the CGI was really, really good, top-notch. But with that said, that actually kind of crosses into one of my negatives. So going into some of the things that I didn't really like about this movie were that the CGI looks great and the visual effects look great. However, in some sequences, the way that they used it, to me, wasn't necessarily that great. In the trailer, I think they do a really good job of showing you all the positive, all the great things about the movie. But there are some scenes where, in particular, like I said, I'm not going to spoil it, but there are some scenes where things go a little too weird, a little too colorful, a little too... I mean, there's some sequences where you're just like, they're just doing this to show off their CGI, which is cool, but it kind of does nothing to further the story. So you literally go on this 2, 3, 4, 5 minute, you know, side adventure that doesn't really lead anywhere. I'm thinking of a particular scene right now, but I'm not gonna tell you exactly what it is. I will let you know that it involves the lettuce monster or the lettuce creature. That's something that you see in the trailer. So if you see the trailer, you know what I'm talking about. It just kind of threw me out because I think the overall flaw with this movie is that It might have gotten Justice League. If you know what I mean by that, is that this movie was probably like a 3-hour cut, and it was like really good. But then, you know, the studio might have been like, yeah, we're not going to release a 3-hour cut of this movie. I need you to cut like 30 minutes out of it, because that's what I feel that happened. There's a lot of missing elements for me in this movie that could have made this movie great. I'm not saying this movie's terrible, but there's like bits and pieces that you're like, wait, how did we get from there to here? Tell me more about this character. Why does this character feel this way? I felt like they could have done so much more with the characters, the locations, the story, that I feel like bits of it were missing. I mean, it's not easy, you know, translating a book to a movie. I understand that. However, it can be done, and I just feel like I feel that if I read the book right now, I'd probably be like, wow, this story is awesome, it's amazing, and I feel like they just probably cut some of that out of the movie for time constraints or just for whatever reason it may be, because they took chances, and that's the one thing that I will credit this movie with. They took chances with the visuals, they took chances with the story, because the story is very out there. So I like that they took chances with that. I respect that, but I just think that the story could have been worked on a little bit better. I think that some of the characters I really left wanting more. Those are some of the things that I just felt story-wise really weren't there, and that's where they probably missed the mark. Because I said, some of the actors are great. Most of the actors are great. Some of them, there's a few issues that I think, you know, some of the actors, especially the kids, you know. But, I mean, it's not really their fault. That's just how the script is written. So would I say, hey, go out and spend, you know, $10, $15 on this movie? No, I'm not going to say that. I mean, even though it is a Disney movie, so you'd think, oh, wow, it's a Disney movie. You know, I'm going to go watch it opening night. I almost did. I actually almost watched this movie opening night. I'm actually glad that I held off on it and watched it on a Tuesday where it was only $5. So, a little side story, guys. We actually ended up getting bumped up to Dolby Cinema theater, which is basically like a premium theater. So, the sound and the visuals were amazing, you know, more than usual. But even then, I just felt that the story just had too many plot holes. And it's not even plot holes. I mean, because there are elements of the story in the beginning, like the first 30 minutes of this movie, I'm like, I like where this is going, and then some of the pieces start to fall off. So, but again, I'm not going to say don't go see this movie. So, you know, if you can catch it on a $5 Tuesday, or maybe when it comes out, you want to get it on Redbox, or if it ends up on Netflix or on, you know, Disney's new streaming service once it comes out. So check it out. I mean, maybe take a chance on it, but I'm not going to say you need to buy this. It actually, unfortunately, this movie reminds me, I can kind of relate it to Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland I actually liked a little bit more than this, but a lot of people didn't like it. My final thoughts on it are, I'm just disappointed because I could tell that the story and the actors this movie could have been great. That's essentially how I feel, but it wasn't. It was just good. I can't say that this movie is going to be for everyone, and you know, because I know for a fact my parents wouldn't want to go see it. They'd be bored, or they'd just find it weird. So there it is, guys. I hope that you guys appreciated that review, because I think maybe a few people are like, well, it's a Disney movie, I kind of want to go see it, not sure. Those are my thoughts. Make that decision for yourself. So you've gotten the real breakdown on The Wrinkle in Time, and we'll see you next time, guys.